Before we start, I need you to be honest. Have you ever watched a soccer game and pretended you knew what was happening? The ball goes in, everybody celebrates. The commentators lose their minds. The stadium explodes. Then suddenly, the referee says no. The goal disappears. And you're sitting on your couch thinking, wait, are we allowed to delete goals now? Maybe you've watched the World Cup before. Maybe you've watched your friends scream at a television for 2 hours. Maybe you've even nodded confidently and said, yeah, that was definitely offside, even though you had absolutely no idea what offside was. If that's you, welcome, because in the next few minutes, I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about soccer before the World Cup. And if by the end of this video, you finally understand offside, you legally owe me a subscribe. I checked. It's definitely somewhere in the FIFA rulebook. What is soccer? Let's start with the basics. Soccer is actually incredibly simple. 22 players, 1 ball, 2 goals, 90 minutes. And somehow billions of people become emotionally unstable because of it. The objective is simple. Score more goals than the other team. That's it. Seriously, that's the sport. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. I'm kidding. We haven't even reached the confusing part yet. Players and positions. Each team has 11 players, 1 goalkeeper, 10 outfield players. Those 10 players are usually divided into defenders, midfielders, and attackers. Defenders stop goals. Attackers score goals. Midfielders do everything. Running, passing, defending, attacking, solving world hunger, probably paying taxes. Midfielders are basically the unpaid interns of soccer. They work all day, and then the striker gets all the credit. Now let's talk about the goalkeeper. This guy is special. Every other player must use their feet. The goalkeeper can use his hands, which honestly sounds a little unfair. Imagine if one basketball player was allowed to pick up the ball and run whenever he wanted. People would lose their minds. But there's a catch. The goalkeeper can only use his hands inside the penalty area. Outside the box, no special powers, no privileges, no magic. Just another player. Which means goalkeepers spend most of their lives desperately trying not to leave the box at the wrong time. Yellow cards. If the referee thinks you've gone too far, you get a yellow card. Think of it as an official warning. The referee is basically saying, congratulations, I know who you are now. Stop doing that. 1 yellow card isn't the end of the world, but it's definitely the referee's way of saying, you're on thin ice, buddy. Red cards. Now, things get serious. A red card means you're done. Game over. Goodbye. Have a nice day. Go sit down and think about your life choices. And here's the worst part. Your team must continue with 1 fewer player. Imagine trying to win an NBA game with only 4 players. That's basically the situation. Your teammates are exhausted. Your coach is furious. And millions of fans suddenly know exactly who to blame.
Here's Harry Kane, and Harry Kane is offside. But Dele Alli at the heart of another Spurs move.
Offside, the rule that confuses America. Okay, deep breath. We've arrived at the rule, the legend, the reason. Millions of Americans stare at their TVs in confusion every World Cup. Offside. Every 4 years, something incredible happens. Normal people suddenly become geometry experts. They start analyzing knees, shoulders, elbows, shoelaces, shadows, and sometimes individual atoms. Somewhere right now, a guy is screaming, that toe was offside. Here's the basic idea. Soccer doesn't want attackers standing next to the goal, all game waiting for easy passes. Imagine in basketball, if a player stood under the basket for the entire game, never moved, never defended, and just waited. Eventually, someone passes him the ball. Easy points. Soccer looked at that idea and said, absolutely not. So attackers must time their runs. They can't simply camp behind the defense. The pass must come at the right moment, and the run must come at the right moment. That's why great attackers aren't just fast, they're smart. Their timing is incredible. And yes, even after this explanation, there will still be moments where a replay appears on your screen. Lines get drawn, people start arguing, and you think, honestly, I understand less now than I did 5 minutes ago. But don't worry. And that's soccer. A game simple enough for a child to understand, but complicated enough for adults to argue about forever. Which means you're officially more prepared than millions of people watching their first World Cup. So the next time someone asks, wait, why was that goal canceled? You can confidently say, actually, and immediately sound like an expert, even if you're only about 70% sure. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and enjoy the World Cup. Because now, when everybody else is confused, you'll at least be confused for the right reasons. See you in the next one.